So I'm going to take you guys through my pantry today, and the reason I'm doing it is not because it's spectacular, it's very understocked, but I want to show you guys it again in like 3 months. So we just moved to this new property, so this pantry is just like freshly put in. I haven't been doing a lot of sale shopping or canning because we were trying to move everything from that property to this one. So I'm going to show you guys what it looks like now, and then show you guys what it looks like again in 3 months after I've stocked it back up. Okay, so kind of just like a full picture view of the pantry. Paul just got started putting in these new shelves, and we'll put in a ton more because I do a lot of canning. The floors are still the old floors, as you can see. They look old. They're stained. They're rough. They've been beaten on. We'll get to the flooring at some point, but the flooring down here is way less important than the flooring in the living room, in the kitchen, and in the bedrooms. So we've got some shelving going on. We'll get more shelving, but this is the basis of what it looks like, and I'll walk you guys through kind of what I have. You will see a lot of store-bought stuff. One, because I have not been cooking, I haven't been processing a lot of our own snacks and like lunches and whatnot because of the move. And two, because I do shop sales, because I do like to have convenience foods stocked up. That's something you won't always see on a homestead, but it is something you will see here, so I'm glad if that helps you feel a little more normal. Pasta. We keep a lot of pasta on hand. This is a very small amount for what I like to keep on hand. Pasta's easy, it's quick, it's a filler. We don't like use pasta like a ridiculous amount, probably once a week. Sometimes once a week for dinner, once a week for lunch. But we do like to keep a large amount on hand. I'd like to have double this on hand. These were on sale, so we grabbed these. They were like $1 a piece. So I've got some lentils, some more pasta. These were on sale as well. I don't use these as like side dishes. We like incorporate these into like actual meals. So we'll add meat and vegetables to these. Quinoa, I'm going to start doing quinoa bowls again for my lunches. I really enjoyed those, and I haven't made them in a while, so I'm going to take this out of the pantry today. Basket full of random stuff. Gotta have a basket full of random stuff in your pantry. I love unsweetened iced tea. Now, Paul prefers sweet tea, so that's why this is back here. Makes it easy for his lunches. The only reason I have this, usually I just make unsweetened tea with tea bags, but we went to Michigan to get new breeding lines for our piglets, so I bought this so I could have it in the car. Added this to water with a slice of freeze-dried lemon, and it was fantastic. Chips, this is where it gets kind of junky. Chips, trail mix, granola bars, more chips. The kids are only allowed like 1 bag of these a day, sometimes 2. I keep all of the homemade snacks free access in the kitchen and the living room, so they eat mostly those. On occasion, they come down here and grab one of these. These are used a lot for car rides, Paul's lunches, stuff like that. Stevie Wren does like dehydrated food, and she actually dehydrated fruit, and she really liked these apricots that we got, so those are like one of her snacks. Just some more chips and junky food, some marshmallows. It's summertime. So this is our favorite brand of tortilla chips. We eat probably 3 bags of tortilla chips a week because we snack on salsa a lot, salsa verde. We have loaded nachos for dinner. So the tortillas, fantastic brand. We prefer the restaurant style. The cantina style is not our jam. So this is where I need to get restocked up on this type of stuff. All of this is from Azure Standard, and it's just low stock right now. There's a very small section of it because of the move. So we got flax seeds here. I think this is couscous, which I'm really the only one that eats that. This is, what is that? Okay, so that's cornmeal. We do a lot of corn muffins, cornbread. This is einkorn flour, which I still need to learn how to bake with my sourdough. oats are organic oats that we get from Azure. Just some brown rice. Beans, big jar of dry beans. Then all of our salts and stuff, and this section still kind of needs to be organized. A lot of this stuff can go into the spice rack in the kitchen. Taco seasoning, I think that's caraway seed. We use that a lot for curing meats. Beef gelatin, I need to put that into a jar. Citric acid, canning and cleaning. Chia seeds, I really like chia pudding, so I keep those on hand. Peanut butter. I'm out of my homemade pizza sauce, so I keep this on hand a few jars at a time because we make homemade pizza once a week here for dinner. This is just random stuff. Coconut milk. My grandmother actually had a bunch of these in her pantry, and that's why they're here, because she wasn't going to use them. Canned fruit, the kids will eat that. Black beans, I'll use those. So sometimes that happens too. People will bring us stuff that they're not going to use. And so, hamburger buns, potatoes. One lonely sweet potato here. I make homemade ramen base, and I can it. So I keep rice noodles on hand so that I can have my homemade ramen for lunch. I'll show you guys how to do that sometime. It's so awesome to have that on hand. Lots of croutons. We eat salad. I think in the last video, you guys would have saw my salad bar. Maybe it was the video before that. The video where we spent like a good amount in the kitchen together would show you my salad bar that I keep in the fridge. So we always have croutons on hand. Those were on sale, so I stocked up. Some chicken meat. This is where like the condiments will be. I still have a lot of organizing to do. Then up top is kind of where we're just sticking stuff. One of these crock pots is for cheese wax, and the other one is just for using. Paul's hiding his Oreos from the kids. Cereal. I like to have a ton of cereal on hand. We don't eat a ton of cereal. Kingston likes it, but I don't know what's going on with this board. It just started doing it this morning. I'm going to have to ask Paul if that's mold. So we might have to replace that board if that is. So I usually have like 10 boxes of cereal on hand at one time. And that's not so much because we eat a ton of processed cereal, but I also like to have a stocked pantry because if I know somebody who's going through a hard time, who's struggling, who lost their job, whatever, my pantry is ready to supply that person with a box of food and snacks, and that's just a way that I can help others. My pour-over pot, some silicone muffin bins. This part's kind of interesting, and I have 2 more bags of these that need to come down here. This is our like sausage making stuff, our cured meat and sausage making stuff. We make all of that stuff ourselves. These are salami. We haven't done salami yet, but I have the stuff to do it. I really want to try it. But these are sausage casings, and we have 5 bags of those on hand total. We like to keep those on hand so that we have them. Cool food, yummy food, unique food is important to us, so we don't just keep the basics on hand. Some garlic seasoning. This was not our favorite. LEM, by the way, phenomenal seasonings and cured meat packages. Like, they do a great job. Phenomenal casings. Really, really appreciate this brand. And as you can see, if we come around back here, we have a ton of their breakfast. Their breakfast sausage seasoning is phenomenal. And then just some extra vacuum seal bags. We need to stock up on those. Actually, no, we don't. We bought like these giant rolls off of Amazon for those. So we have a ton of that. They're just in a different spot. So then, yeah, down on the floor real quick. My youngest, Stevie Wren, she will be 3 in August. She likes to do stuff that Mama does. So, all of the random things, that's her little hat, her little purse. That's vinegar, but, you know, she's got to hang her stuff on it while she's down here helping me sort through stuff. And I'm going to keep drinks on this side. I try to keep stocked in, like, electrolyted drinks. Okay, so this is not by any means a lot of canned stuff for my pantry. This is what's left over after last year and from me not canning in the last, like, 4 months. And then, I just have some garlic and some miscellaneous. I keep a lot of my canning stuff in this tote down here, some extra plates. But let's go over the canned stuff and what I have left in this pantry, because that's probably the part that you guys are looking forward to. This garlic is from my good friend Karen. She is an organic farmer in Canaan, Maine. And she also has a YouTube channel that's pretty awesome, and I'll link that below. She posts, her videos are hilarious. They're awesome. She does a great job. She just produces the best vegetables. What I don't grow, I buy from her. So this is her garlic, still from last year. It is still phenomenal, in fantastic condition, you know, and we are in mid-June now, so really impressive. I do need to cut all of this off the stem, though, and do something with it. You've got, these are dusty, right? The tops are dusty. I got to come through and wipe everything down. I just got everything moved down here yesterday, so I got to come through and wipe everybody down. Everybody's been kind of in storage and in transit for a little while. But anyways, this is lily syrup, and that actually belongs up here. I'll get to that in just a second. I have some canned beans. I like to have some ready to go. So I have some of those, some more of those. This is cabbage, and I still have quite a bit of this left too that isn't over here yet. It's great stuff. We just didn't eat as many soups as we usually do this winter. We were so busy with the new house and whatnot. So I won't have to do any of this year. Lamb broth. That stuff's phenomenal. I can't wait to make more of that once I get the rest of the grind meat from the lambs done up. That's sitting in our freezer. This is beef, just canned in its own broth. This is cranberry sauce, homemade cranberry sauce. I love homemade cranberry sauce with any type of meat. I just love eating it with meat, especially like pork. So I keep a good amount of that on hand. Pickled coleslaw. I don't love this on its own. I did discover that if you just dump it in a bowl, maybe strain some of the liquid out, but just dump it in a bowl and then add like your mayonnaise. It has almost all of the coleslaw seasonings already in it, so your mayonnaise and your pepper and maybe a little more salt. It does make a pretty good, like, quick, ready-to-go coleslaw, so that's how I've been using it. Bread and butter relish. Paul made this with the leftover bread and butter liquid that he had, because he makes our pickles, and oh my gosh, this stuff is phenomenal. If you have not made your relish bread and butter style yet, highly suggest doing so. Bread and butter pickles. We did move through all of our dill pickles. We go through those quickly anyway. These are, yeah, so caramelized onions. And these are good to mix into dishes. These are good on hamburgers, but they also, like, grab a couple of these and make a quick French onion soup to go with your dinner. Awesome option to have. That's this is the balsamic onions, so it says onion jam on it. This has balsamic in it. Paul's not a fan of this, but I love it, especially on burgers and whatnot. Mock pineapple. This stuff's pretty good, but I don't think it's a necessity on our shelf. I just don't use it enough. Yeah, so I think maybe I'll make a couple jars every, you know, when I get tired of processing the zucchini elsewhere, but I have plenty to get us through. This is a leftover pineapple juice, and I do use this to make like sweetbreads and whatnot, so that's been kind of useful to have. Salsa verde. This is Kingston's favorite chip dip, so I keep a bunch of that on hand. We have a ton of this left over from last year, so we did not plant any tomatillos this year. This is just one single lonely jar of canned pears left over still on the shelf. Some grape juice that the kids, I think they like it, but they don't love it, so I'm going to use that to make popsicles this summer for them. And then blueberry syrup. This is so good. I eat it religiously with butter on sourdough bread. Amazing. So the lily syrup. This is fun. Learned how to make this last year. That 1870s Homestead. That's the channel I saw it on. It's so good, and Paul loves it. Paul does not like maple syrup, so this is what he uses, and also this tastes great in a big pitcher of sweet tea. Use this to sweeten your tea, and this is just made with daylilies. So good. That's like really cool stuff. Okay, we've got a bit of sun glare over here, so let's raspberry jelly, and the last one is cherry jelly, and that's what we've got left. We've moved through our strawberry pretty quick. We have quite a bit of blueberry syrups left. So yeah, so that's, oh, well, this top shelf liquor. And then just stuff that we use. The dehydrator, that's a fondue thing. Not pasta maker maybe. Extra canning, extra pressure canner pieces, stuff like that. So that is what the pantry looks like right now. It's not super impressive. It's not anywhere near where I want it to be. But I'm going to come back in 3 months or so and show you guys this pantry again, and you're going to be shocked, I promise. But thank you for stopping in for now. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing our videos. Comment below. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you have any questions. And we will talk soon. Happy homesteading.